Hi, everybody. It's Melissa Whitaker. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Now, I know, I'm not wearing the green, but I put the green on. All right, I've got the necklaces, I've got the glasses, and so that counts, right? Doesn't it count? Okay, I hope you're having a great day already for Happy St. Patty's Day on this Monday. And I wanted to drop in really quick to say hello. And I know that I've been so busy with my travels, I have not done a video recently, so I apologize. But as I come to you on this Monday, I'm coming to you for a few things. Number one, as we've been traveling and I've been traveling the globe, I just came back from speaking at a women's global leadership conference in Paris, France. That's right, Paris, France. Now, it was so wonderful to meet so many other entrepreneurial women, plus CEOs of corporations. There was a mixture of both of them. But what's interesting to me is that even with the mix of who was there were resounding questions were very similar. You know, they're saying questions like, how are your clients feeling about the state of the world, about all the changes, all the things that are coming down the pipeline? I had questions, people asked me questions about leadership. They asked me questions about sales because of the state of the world. Here's what I want to come to you about today on St. Patty's Day. Not just the luck of the Irish, because I am Scottish Irish, 90% Scottish, 10% Irish. Nonetheless, I'm here and it all applies to all of us. We're all Irish on St. Patty's Day, right? Even though some of us legitimately are. Well, here's what I would say to you. We have to understand, let's start with the leaders' perspective, okay? In times where things are shifting and changing in our world, it's time for us as leaders to step up and lead by example, by staying positive, staying focused. And the biggest thing I really want to make sure everyone is focused on as leaders is caring. Care about your people. Don't just treat them like a number of just a random number of someone who works for you. We live in a day and age, regardless of what your beliefs are around everything going on, people at the core of it want to feel seen, heard, and understood. Okay? You want to, I know you do, I want to, everyone we work with wants to feel seen, heard, and understood. I don't care what position you're in or what role you have at your organization, that's universal. Okay, so for leaders, we need to step up and make sure that we're taking a different approach to leadership. One of the things I spoke about at this Global Women's Leadership Conference is about the 4 key steps to a cultural shift in leadership. And that consisted of, number one, making sure that as leaders, we're bringing the vision. We have to have very strong clarification on the vision we want for our organizations and for our teams, and we have to be able to communicate that vision, and we have to over communicate that vision. Okay, so my question for you, if you're a leader, is are you doing that? Do you have clarity, and are you communicating and over communicating the vision? All right, number 2, for the second key step of a cultural shift in leadership, is that we do have to take a different approach as leaders. All right, because what happens is we all know that we're still challenged with finding and keeping top performers in our organizations. So most people don't realize the true cost of turnover. And so I want to bring that to you today as the numbers that we're looking at, the numbers that we see is dramatic. It's not just the salary we're paying and maybe the loss of that if we have to replace it. It's the recruiting cost. It's our time. It's the time for onboarding and training, right? And the list goes on and on. There's so many parts of that. There's benefits, if you have benefits for your organization. All of these things add up that it's a tremendous cost that if we're not attracting the right people and then we're not taking the steps to keep the right people, it's extremely costly for our organization. So my question is, you as a leader, are you taking a different approach? Are you differentiating your company? Are you making sure that you're very clear on who your ideal team players are so that you can attract the ideal team players and you can show them how your organization has a career path with training, onboarding, rewards, recognition, whatever that consists of, and it doesn't matter what department they're in, it's all the same. I mean, it's different by department, yes, but the concept is still the same. The third thing that I talked about in my talk for being a keynote speaker in Paris is we also have to truly care. I mentioned at the beginning of this video today, we have to care. We have to actually see people, hear them, and seek to understand them. We have to meet them where they're at and say, how can I help? What's going on for you and how can I help? If we have top performers who all of a sudden drop in their performance in any department, are we just railing on them or are we meeting them and saying, hey, what's going on? Can I help you? Is something going on? Even if it's something at home. All right, because the thing is, gang, if we're happier at home, we're happier at work. And if people are happier at work, they're also happier at home. Now, I'm not saying that we want to bring in tons of stuff into the workplace, but the reality is things that impact all of us at home do come in to a certain degree in the workplace in some capacity. So if we're caring leaders, we're going to find out what that is privately. We're going to support them, we're going to accommodate them, and we're going to encourage them to handle it and then get back to business and be productive. Okay? And the last thing I talked about was as leaders, we have to be willing to be authentic and sometimes vulnerable. Now, I can't say we do that in every single environment. It has to be a safe environment. But if we're wrong on something, gang, as leaders, admit you're wrong. Apologize, for goodness sakes. I know so many leaders out there, and I was one of them, so I can say that. I know a lot of us leaders take pride in doing good things, doing right things, leading by example. And so sometimes, let's face it, leaders are not great at admitting when they're wrong or admitting when things have to shift and change. And heaven forbid, we have to apologize to people it may have impacted, right? So let's man up and woman up, so to say, in my perspective, and let's be the leaders that are willing to be real, authentic, and vulnerable. Okay, so those are the 4 things I talked about in my talk in Paris, which is we need to make sure we cast a vision, we have clarity around the vision, and we communicate and over-communicate. We have to make sure we have a different shift in our approach on leadership so that we are attracting the right client, the right team players, and we're keeping the right team players. We have to make sure that we care, truly care, and we have to be willing to be vulnerable. Those are the 4 things that I basically spoke about, and I brought a lot of, you can imagine, statistics and data, because you know I love to do that, on what supports all these capacities and how can we do that, right? Now, I know this video is already getting a little bit more involved with info and no one likes long videos, but it is St. Patty's Day, so we're having fun, right? The last thing I want to say to you, if you're in sales, okay, so we talked about leadership, let's talk about sales, all right? So I keep hearing from our clients, by the way, Melissa, are you concerned? I mean, all these changes going on in government and things of this nature, are you concerned about all these changes impacting our sales? And here's the key thing, gang. Are there things shifting? Sure. Is that new? No, maybe the way it's happening right now may be new. But gang, that is not new. I talk about it day in and day out. The ironic thing about what we deal with in sales, the constant in our life is what? Change. Change is constant. Isn't that an oxymoron sometimes? Yes, it feels that way. But here's the thing. We have to be willing to adapt. We have to be agile. We have to be willing to keep our pulse on their marketplace, meet our clients where they're at, just like leaders have to with team players. Listen, clients want to feel seen, heard, and understood too. Are we meeting them there? Are we caring enough to have conversations? Are we letting them know that we're here to walk alongside them in partnership and we're not just looking to make a deal and then they never see us again? We're looking to partner with them. We at MWI are looking to partner with you. We want to make sure that we understand what you're going through. And if you're in sales, you got to do the same thing for your clients. Do you really care? Are you sharing that? Are you asking the right questions? Are you asking enough questions? Because, gang, no matter what happens in our economy, no matter what happens in the world, no matter what's going on, we can create our own destiny in the fact of being insight in mind for our clients. Because all the clients are still struggling with challenges. The question is, do we have the solution to their challenge? And are we finding them? Are we helping them to also find us? And are we having critical conversations to be able to help them with a solution to their challenge? I mean, at the core of it, that's what it is. All right. So if you're still out there doing old school selling and have a mentality of going out there and just selling something for the sake of selling, doesn't work. Stop doing that. You're actually giving a bad taste in people's mouth and giving us a bad reputation in sales. However, if you are doing a consultative approach, kudos. That's what you should be doing. You should be meeting your clients where they're at, understanding the psychology of the buyer, and making sure that we are solution provider. And if we can't help them today, gang, then tell them that. You'll gain more credibility and more trust if you're upfront and real with your clients and say, look, I want to help you now or in the future. Now or in the future. That's right? Because that's what we should really want. Okay, gang, so for leaders, for sales professionals, all that applies to entrepreneurs, by the way, if you happen to be a small business entrepreneur, but our clients are the entire gamut. So if you're listening and you're one of our clients, or maybe someone who just kind of has been watching our videos, we do help at MWI small, medium, and large size organizations. All right. We help you with sales, leadership, culture, and wellness. All right. Now, if you have any challenges in any of these areas, or you say, Melissa, there's just got to be a better way, please give us a call. You can always call us at 847-845-4922. That's 847-845-4922. Or you can email us at info@melissawhitaker.com. Now, what you need to know is awesome things are happening on our front and how we can help you. We are growing. We are expanding. We just brought on a dynamic additional facilitator, trainer, coach. His name is Jacob Judd, and he is on fire. He is on fire for all of you and all of our clients. He's ready. He wants to come out. He wants to meet with you. He wants to talk with you. I will also be here, of course, to talk with you and meet with you. And we're going to be dividing and conquering in that capacity. We're also in the midst of adding on some additional team members as we continue to grow and expand. So keep your eyes out for what's going on in MWI, how we can be here to serve you. Make sure you're having a great day on St. Patty's Day, and reach out. Reach out. We'd love to have a conversation. Now, we do have some upcoming events, trainings, workshops, places where I'm going to be speaking. For instance, I'm going to be putting with this video the link to our events calendar. So make sure that you look at that, see what's coming up. How can you participate? How can you be on the cutting edge? How can you keep your pulse on the marketplace and be a dynamic leader and also a professional salesperson who is operating at the top peak of your performance to make sure that in the whole big picture, we're helping our clients. So we want to help you, and we want you to help your clients. Have a happy St. Patty's Day, everyone, and we'll talk soon.